welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. Joining me today is Vasyl Shavchenko, former Transportation Minister of Ukraine. My brother, Vasyl, it's always a pleasure to have you on today. How's it going?
Thank you. Nice to see you. Nice to have our discussion. Thank you for having me.
Certainly. Yeah. We have a lot going on. This most recently, I think one of Ukraine's Marines would have indicated to the British Broadcasting Corporation that Kharkiv is really bombarded by Putin's forces, and some Marines weren't prepared to handle the intensity of what they are presently experiencing. Do you have any ideas about that?
To be honest, I'd commented that the way that they tried to storm Ukraine's second biggest city, Kharkiv, but they haven't managed to move more than a couple of kilometers at Ukraine territory. And before it was a gray zone. There were no many residents, and they decided to storm it unexpectedly. And initially, they managed to storm, and they managed to move for a couple of kilometers. And now it happened just after Ukraine's military and Ukraine's president asked United States to allow using provide from United States weapon to use at Ukraine territory in this direction, because we know that their stockpiles are allocated at the Russia's territory, and they have really good logistics, and it allowed them to use big number of different type of artillery and different type of ammunition, including their advantages in the sphere of domination in the sky. It's so-called gliding bomb. They are launching it, and they informed that they have launched 2.5 ton bomb to residential houses, residential areas. And they were bombing, but unexpectedly Ukraine received opportunity to prevent, and most of their stockpiles were eliminated, and their base were eliminated, and part of Russia's military, it's about 5,000 now, is surrounded at the former industrial area. And now Ukraine forces using different type of weapon are holding this region and eliminated surrounded Russians troops. And because of it, we can say that they are not able to move further, because they wanted to demonstrate that they are able to hold full-scale operation, but it appeared it doesn't work. Because first of all, they wanted to move closer to Kharkiv city, just to launch gliding bomb, just to spread terror around Ukraine. But they haven't managed, and according to the last promises to Ukraine, soon have to receive 3 additional air defense system Patriots. And as far as I know, United States officials will inform on Monday that we will have Hawk Air defense system, which would allow us to prevent this type of blow. And there are negotiations concerning 8 Patriot system are in disposal Israel, and Israel is going to have a new generation, and maybe it will transmit old ones to United States, and United States will be able to send it to Ukraine, because it's extremely important to have air defense system, because they are bombing electricity grids, and now they have eliminated for 90% power plants which are working at the fossil fuel. And now they are, and you know that they captured Ukrainian nuclear power station in Zaporizhia. The station has 6 blocks. It's biggest in Europe nuclear power station, power producing station. And because of it, we lack electricity, and now we don't have enough electricity for civilians, and very often we have switching on and switching off. As usual, it depends on region, but half of day we don't have electricity. It's encouraged us to rebuild our systems, and the system is being rebuilt. Private households are installing energy batteries and different type of equipment which would allow us to have electricity, and I hope we will manage to do it.
Okay. I want to ask this question. I don't know if you had the opportunity to zoom in on the last presidential debate between Biden and Trump, and Trump had indicated that had he been in power, if he was, that there would have never been a Ukraine-Russia war. Bear in mind that this is a man who wants to hold Zelensky hostage just to tell a lie on Biden's son by not giving Ukraine monetary support that was rightfully due to them at one point. Now, bear in mind again that this is Putin's buddy, right? Do you think that this war would have ever been established if Trump was in power, or would Trump give him the blue lights to go ahead and bomb Ukraine? What is your opinion?
I will try to answer these questions, and I will try to answer it from different points. First of all, I know that this debate for United States president is really important, and people from around the world were watching and have made different outcome. But as far as I know, United States is biggest democratic country, and has different instruments to control, to hold under control any president in United States. Yes, we know that Ukraine was involved in these relations when United States president was Trump, and he wanted to make problems Joseph Biden concerning his son, and there are different rumors, but I think that Ukraine's power is as power which is running the country during a war, and all people or our enemy are trying to weaken Ukraine, including this difference view. Because, for example, we have a lot of challenges inside of Ukraine concerning that term of working parliament and president have expired. And it means that we hope we will have next election campaign, but now we are trying to avoid criticizing our domestic relations because of threats. We have biggest threat. And nevertheless, it's second point. And third point that now we have seen that Russia's president has visited North Korea, and it means that Russia is headed autocrat and is autocracy, and their reunion is biggest threats not only for Ukraine, because North Korea is located far from Ukraine, but it's close to the main allies, United States in Indo-Pacific region, and we know that North Korea is interested in having nuclear weapon. I don't think that they are going to use it against, and I think that it's attempt to threaten all people around the world, and first of all, United States, because this meeting informed people around the world that now Russia is weak and looking for partnership, and his partner has become main autocratic regime in the world, and it means that they are going to act together, and they decided to sign a military agreement, and that they are main partners, and this decision is prohibited United Nations resolutions and other international unions.
Yeah, I want to answer this question again. Considering that China also is eyeing Philippines for some reason, they may want to go to war just as much as they are eyeing Taiwan. I want to ask you this question because Donald Trump has dictatorial ideas in his head. No maybes or no buts. And I want to ask you this question because this is very important. In this last presidential debate again, yes, Biden appeared to lose because he stumbled. He was not as elegant and as fluent as people was expecting him to be. Now, here's the reality. Biden brings facts, substance, and truth to the people. Trump, a con artist, brought lies, and he sold his lies well. He looked great doing what he doing, but it was simply nothing more but lies. Do you believe that the American people in this 21st century should fall for the fake realities of life or hold dear to those which is of substance and truth that will propel this nation forward in prosperity and maintain its leadership in this free world? What would you want to say pertaining to that? Advise the American people in this case.
I'd like to start my comments from the union who's against led by United States countries. Against it, China, which is trying to work with autocratic countries, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, and they are looking for a way to to inflict the damages any countries who's belong to this union. For example, we can say that it's NATO bloc, or we can say that it's countries who belongs to democratic type of life. But now all these countries who's against are interested in domestic problems in United States. And they know that domestic problems cost, for example, election campaign, or cost domestic challenges. All these things will be good for them. They are looking for any way to encourage it, and maybe they will be interested in any domestic problems in United States. And because of it, I think that United States people must understand that its biggest challenge you have received for maybe for dozens of years. And this challenge must be understood and must be prepared real answer for these questions. And main important answers, it's union between Pacific countries, and there are two unions, and cooperation with European Union. Because European Union is going to work differently in a case when, for example, in United States, win one or another candidate for president. And these challenges must be overcome with real success, because I know that United States economy is good condition and is working effectively. European Union is working effectively, Indo-Pacific region has a lot of challenges concerning provocation which have been done by China or their allies. And I think that this cooperation will allow to have defeat autocratic countries, because we can see that they are able to use different resources. For example, we had different opinion concerning not only sending to Ukraine ammunition for Russia's army from North Korea, but sending soldiers. Officially, they are going to service equipment. They are going to send, but we know that Russia is looking for mercenaries from around the world, and they are paying higher and higher prices for signing contract for going to fight, or better to say, to die in Ukraine. We have had a lot of information from around different countries, mostly from so-called big south, whose members have been sent or decided to go, and now they are looking for these citizens and ask Russia Federation to pay compensation and for killed their citizens at the battle line, and to send another citizen at home. And I think that these challenges are really important. And during this year, we will have a lot of provocations, and this provocation will be targeted for unions for relations among union members, and will be done against United States, because United States is main country, and their targets exactly are in United States, and they will act differently. For example, they will try to interfere in the election campaign. They have done many times during election campaign in European countries, and including in Ukraine when we had election campaign, because we can see that all this type of war are waging differently from previous war. It's hybrid war. And people must can understand it only when they are following fake news or misinformation from different sources. And I think that it's important to learn deeply these relations, because, for example, battle line in Ukraine have demonstrated that instruments in war has changed. For example, the drones actions have become more important and more effective than to have high equipped and armored military vehicles from the past. And they are bullying very often Ukraine soldiers at the battle line. They are trying to send them messages to their mobiles telephones, and they are forming at the occupied territory. They are forming new paramilitary organization from young people, from children, and all these actions are important to know how they will act in the future.
I'm glad you touched on that there, Vasyl, because I know recently we have spoke about this before, where Putin was recruiting young children to fight in this war. And over 500,000 troops had died. Where is he continuing right now to get this manual support to fight in the war? Is he putting children, the Russian children, into wars right now as we speak? Is he sourcing, well, we know that he's sourcing mercenaries from around the world. But how much more can he keep up with this? And for the amount of artillery he would have lost in this war, and lives that would have lost from the Russia side in this war, he has to be weak at this point. How much more can he do? Do you see this war still propelling into another year or 2 years from now, or soon coming to a halt?
No, I wanted to recall one moment that they decided to adopt that for Ukraine's region now are Russian's region, and they voted amendment to Russia's constitution. And now when they are speaking about their citizen, it sometimes very often can be Ukrainians regions. They are occupied and captured, and at this territory they are forming this kind of paramilitary organizations from young children, and they name them Russians, and they are preparing them to send to the battle line.
So he convert these young people into Russians. He convert Ukrainians into Russians and now training them to fight Ukrainians on their own
Yeah,
soil.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
this is terrible.
Yes,
How many
they
cities had he captured so far?
First of all, they are drafting different ages people at the occupied territory and sending them very often without weapon. Just to run to Ukraine's fortifications. They have tried different type of storm Ukraine's fortification. First of all, it's people who's on the drug, people who's forced to run because they have behind so-called military troops which are killing them if they are turning back, and sometimes they have no choice, and very often they if they have chance, they are asking Ukraine's forces. They are throwing out weapon if they have, and ask ask Ukraine's forces to arrest them because life in Ukraine's military prisons is provided according to the international standards. They have food, they have a good condition for life, and very often they don't want to go back to Russia Federation. They ask to stay to Ukraine, and sometime can ask to join to form at the Ukraine territory new military units which are formed from, for example, Russians from Belarus.